Jeremy Lin has always been one of my favorite basketball players. Everyone likes an underdog, especially underdogs that win. Names like Rocky, Rudy, and David all come to mind.
Hey, you don't know me, son!
Although all these guys, and many others, may be different from one another, they all have one core characteristic to give them that underdog title, becoming a champion out of nowhere, rising to the moment when the moment never expected them. Sports are a unifying thing, but it's rare that fans from across different teams and communities collectively celebrate and appreciate a certain athlete, on and off the court. Jeremy Lin is a rare example of this. He may have never been the best, the biggest, the fastest, or the strongest, but he represented so much to so many people, and made the most of the moment when it came. Lin was born in San Francisco to a Taiwanese American family. Lin was a good student, but also a really good basketball player. Captain of the Palo Alto High School basketball team, his team went 32-1 his senior year, along with upsetting California powerhouse and nationally ranked Modern Day. Lin averaged 15.1 points, 7.1 assists, 6.2 rebounds, and 5 steals, becoming first-team All-State and Northern California Division II Player of the Year. Now, it would definitely not be unreasonable for someone with this resume to compete at the college level. Lin thought so too. He submitted his resume and film to various Ivy League schools and Pac-10 schools. Instead, Lin received no scholarship offers. Despite his illustrious high school career, he was only offered spots on Harvard and Brown's basketball teams.
Yay.
What?
I got accepted.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Alright!
The Pac-10 encouraged him to walk on instead. Stanford probably regrets letting him walk. As Golden State Warriors and Stanford alumni Joe LeCub put it, the kid was right across the street. If you can't recognize that, you've got a problem. But Stanford and UCLA's offers never came, so he chose Harvard.
Yay.
He was unremarkable physically, entering his first season at Harvard, but that wouldn't stop Lin from making the jump in his sophomore year, averaging 12.6 points and making the All-Ivy League second team. Then in his junior year at the Crimson, he made an even bigger jump, becoming the only player in the 2008-2009 season to be ranked in the top 10 in his conference for scoring, rebounding, assists, steals, block shots, field goal percentage, free throw percentage, and three-point percentage. As you would expect, Lin was named to the All-Ivy League first team. Then, in his senior year, Lin completely fell off. Just kidding. He averaged 16.4 points, 4.4 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 2.4 steals, and 1.1 blocks. And of course, was again named to the All-Ivy League first team. And within this stellar season was the 30.9 rebound game against the college basketball powerhouse UConn, where Huskies coach Jim Calhoun described him as, "I've seen a lot of teams come through here, and he can play for any of them. He's got great composure on the court. He knows how to play." And remember, he was a good student too, with a 3.1 GPA at Harvard and a degree in economics. What was there not to love for NBA franchises in the upcoming draft? Apparently a lot. The official story was that teams were concerned about Lin's ability to compete with NBA athletes physically, and were also worried about his jump shot. However, it is also reasonable to think that Lin's race may have played a role. Not many Asian athletes competed in the NBA, and just like in high school, it seemed to affect his ability to jump to the next level. Even NBA Commissioner David Stern said, "I don't know whether he was discriminated against because he was at Harvard or because he was Asian. Whatever the reason was, Lin was undrafted and once again had to prove himself, an underdog once more." Jeremy earned a spot on the Mavs Summer League team and was later signed by Golden State. He went up and down between the Warriors and the G League, formerly called the D League, and the Warriors thought he could be a backup for Stephen Curry.
Look at Curry, man, just wide open and inspirational.
But Jeremy had other plans. He locked in during the offseason, focusing on increasing his strength. This included putting on more weight and changing his jump shot form. Lin was competing for a backup spot with the Knicks, after briefly spending time in Houston. He was again focused on improving everything from his footwork to his judgment, while waiting for his opportunity. The Knicks were struggling, and Coach D'Antoni was running out of ideas, so he decided to give Lin a chance to play, and on February 4th, 2012, Linsanity began. Lin, after relentlessly preparing for his opportunity for years, finally got it against the New Jersey Nets, where he dropped 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists in a 99-92 Knicks victory against their rivals. Lin's impressive performance earned him his first career start versus the Utah Jazz, and would have to win without star player Carmelo Anthony, who was out with an injury. Lin proceeded to have 28 points and 8 assists against the Jazz, showing that it wasn't a fluke. Linsanity in the Knicks' winning streak had begun, and the next opponents were the Washington Wizards, who conceded a 23-point double-double to Lin. Lin then scored a new career-high 38 points against the Kobe Bryant-led Lakers, outscoring the Lakers star in the process. After his 20.8 assist performance in a close 198 win over Minnesota, Lin was named the Eastern Conference Player of the Week, averaging 27.3 points, 8.3 assists, and 2 steals, winning all 4 games he started. Then came the famous game versus Toronto. Just seconds left on the clock, ball in his hands, and Lin was taking the final shot.
Lin for the win! Got it!
His 13th assist a game versus Sacramento got the Knicks back to 500, but the New Orleans Hornets would soon put the winning streak to an end, despite Lin's 26 points. In his 12 starts before the All-Star break, Lin averaged 22.5 points and 8.7 assists, and led New York to a 9-3 record in those games. Jeremy had played so well he even had some support to play in that year's All-Star game, but when the Knicks decided to fire coach D'Antoni in favor of Mike Woodson in March 2012, the pick and rolls and isolation plays, which Lin thrived with, were replaced. Later that month, Lin suffered a season-ending meniscus tear, resulting in knee surgery. The Knicks were eliminated by the eventual champions Miami Heat, and Lin finished 6th in most improved player voting. Following the season, he became a free agent and his future in New York was uncertain. The Knicks decided to not re-sign Lin after losing out in a bidding war to the Rockets, and jealousy from other members of the Knicks might have played a role as well, as Mike D'Antoni later described. New York's failure to match the 3-year $25 million offered by Houston resulted in a new chapter for Lin. Unfortunately, he never really got the chance to prove himself in Houston. The team traded for future MVP James Harden.
He's averaging 40!
Who played a very similar style to Lin, with ball dominance and pick and rolls. Kevin McHale chose to run the offense through the more experienced Harden. Lin did not play bad in his time in Houston, but he never really got the full control of the offense like he did in New York. Lin would spend time in LA, Charlotte, Brooklyn, and Atlanta, struggling with consistency and injuries later in his career. Lin won a championship with the Raptors in 2019. He also became the first Asian American to win an NBA championship. Linsanity is something most people remember positively, a true underdog story, realized in real time. It's not the numbers that made it special, it was that he was doing it when so many thought he couldn't. Proving that your dreams only end when you decide they do, and aspirations are achievable with enough hard work. As I said earlier, he may have never developed into an MVP, or be given the chance to, but his legacy is a great one, an inspiration to many, past, present, and future.